All right, welcome. Today we're diving into a tool that's so much more than just a text editor. We're talking about PyCharm and how it can act as a genuine co-pilot when you're tackling complex automation projects in Python. Think of it as your single command center for everything you do.
So, does your current setup look a little chaotic? You've got your code open in one window, a terminal in another, maybe an SSH client to connect to a remote server. You're constantly bouncing between applications. It's clunky, it's slow, and honestly, it's a mess. But what if you could wrangle all that chaos into one single, smart, streamlined place?
Here's the roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start with what makes PyCharm your co-pilot. Then we'll see how it's used out in the real world. After that, we'll cover the toolkit you need to be effective, and finally, we'll walk through a project from the first line of code all the way to deployment. Let's jump in.
Okay, first up, your Python Copilot. And I really mean that. We're not just talking about a place to write code. We're talking about an intelligent assistant that's actively helping you write better code faster.
Now, to really get what PyCharm is, we need to talk about what an IDE is. It stands for Integrated Development Environment. And really, it's just what it sounds like, a single application that pulls together all the essential tools a developer needs. It's about bringing writing, testing, and fixing your code all under one roof. This is where that co-pilot idea really clicks. As you start typing, PyCharm is already thinking one step ahead. It understands the context of what you're writing, it knows your variables, your functions, and it offers up smart suggestions. This isn't just about saving a few keystrokes, it's like having a proofreader looking over your shoulder, catching typos and simple mistakes before they even happen.
And let's be honest, we've all littered our code with print statements just to figure out what's going on. Well, you can forget that. With a visual debugger, you get to be a detective. You set what's called a breakpoint to pause your code right in the middle of running. From there, you can see the value of every single variable and walk through your code line by line. It's like having an X-ray into your program at the exact moment things go sideways.
So all of this comes together in one central command center. You've got live code analysis that flags potential bugs while you type. You have Git for version control built right in, a terminal, so you don't need another window open for that, and you can even connect and work on remote servers over SSH. Your cluttered desktop just became a clean, efficient cockpit.
Okay, so that's the what. But how does this copilot actually perform out in the wild? Let's take a look at a few specialized fields where high-stakes automation is absolutely essential.
First, let's head into the world of network engineering. We're talking about managing potentially thousands of routers, switches, and firewalls. Doing that by hand? No way. It's just not feasible anymore. Automation isn't a luxury here, it's a necessity. And for a network engineer, this is where PyCharm is a lifesaver. They can use popular libraries like NetMiko or Paramiko to automate things like backing up configurations or pushing out a critical update to hundreds of devices at once. But the real game changer? Being able to debug those scripts safely, sometimes even against live equipment, all from the comfort of the IDE. That's the thin line between a successful rollout and an accidental network-wide outage.
All right, let's switch gears completely and talk about data science. This is the world of big data, artificial intelligence, machine learning, you name it. The entire workflow is about exploring data, building models, and visualizing the results.
Now, if you're a data scientist, this is huge. PyCharm brings Jupyter notebooks into its environment, but it supercharges them. You can be working in a notebook, but then use that powerful visual debugger to step through a complex data transformation in Pandas. When you get into serious machine learning or deep learning, the intelligent code completion helps you navigate massive libraries like TensorFlow. Working with natural language processing, it helps you manage those tricky text data pipelines. Computer vision, you can actually debug an image processing algorithm step by step. It gives you the best of both worlds, the interactive feel of a notebook with the raw power and reliability of a full-blown IDE for building and training even the most complex neural networks.
And for our last example, let's look at the folks who keep our applications running and reliable, the DevOps and quality assurance automation teams.
For these teams, PyCharm is an absolute testing powerhouse. It has deep integration with testing frameworks like PyTest. And for anyone doing UI testing with tools like Selenium or Playwright, it has this amazing feature, intelligent completion for web locators that can save hours of painful trial and error. That's the kind of support you need to build the rock-solid automated tests that power modern CI/CD pipeline.
So, with all that in mind, what are the skills you actually need to wield this kind of power? Let's break down the modern automation toolkit.
You know, to really crush it in modern automation, it's not about just knowing one thing. It's about having this blend of skills. You need solid Python programming fundamentals, you need to understand testing concepts and tools like PyTest, and you need DevOps basics like Git. The beautiful thing about an IDE like PyCharm is that it's designed to be the central hub where all of these different skills and tools come together seamlessly.
Okay, let's put it all together. Let's walk through what a real automation project looks like, from the very beginning to the very end. So here's how it plays out. You start a new project in PyCharm, and you set up your environment with tools like PyTest. As you're writing your script, that code assistance Copilot is right there with you, helping you keep it clean. Sooner or later, you're going to hit a bug. It's inevitable. But instead of guessing, you just fire up the debugger and pinpoint the problem in minutes. Once it's working, you commit your changes using the built-in Git tools. And for the final step, you use the integrated SSH terminal to connect to your target system and deploy your script. Every single step, from concept to completion, happens in one place.
And really, it all boils down to this. It doesn't matter if you're a network engineer, a data scientist, or a QA expert. The end goal is the same. You want to maximize your productivity and ship code that you can be proud of. A true integrated environment like this is engineered from the ground up to help you do just that.
So, I'll leave you with a question to chew on. Your projects are only going to get more complex. The systems you work on more sophisticated. So is your current toolkit really up for the challenge? Or is it maybe time to get yourself a Copilot? Thanks for joining this explainer.